Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're taking massive global IT outage statistics and breaking them down into the stark, everyday reality facing you as a Houston business owner. We're looking directly at what downtime actually costs in 2026. If you run a company with 20 to 250 employees in construction, law, oil and gas, CPA firms, wealth management, or manufacturing, you're going to want to pay close attention. This data directly affects your bottom line.
All right, let's jump straight in with a staggering headline figure from Splunk's 2026 Hidden Costs of Downtime report. Now, when you hear global enterprise numbers, I know your natural reaction as a local business owner is probably to just wave them off. But the underlying patterns here, they tell an absolutely crucial story.
That figure is $600 billion. That's the aggregate annual costs of unplanned downtime across the world's 2,000 largest companies. It's a massive number that has literally made seasoned executives stop, go back, and reread the report. And this perfectly illustrates the rapid escalation we're seeing. That $600 billion total, it's up 50% in just 2 years. We're talking an average of $300 million lost per company every single year. Break that down, and costs are hitting $15,000 every single minute systems are down. That's over $900,000 an hour. Even one bad afternoon now shows up on a quarterly earnings call.
So where does all this downtime actually come from? Well, it's really easy to assume that shadowy hackers and sophisticated attacks cause every outage. But the data tells a completely different story about where these average 60 annual downtime incidents actually originate.
Look at this breakdown. A full 43% of downtime comes from standard network and IT environment issues. We're talking things like routing problems, DNS errors, or internet path failures. Cybersecurity incidents like ransomware and credential attacks, well, they account for 32%. And finally, application and infrastructure failures, such as software bugs, make up the remaining 24%.
Now, you might be wondering what specific issues are driving those numbers. When we break those broad categories down into specific ranked root causes, preventing downtime becomes less of a mysterious technical threat and a lot more like a clear, manageable operational challenge.
The absolutely crucial point here is right at the top of the list. Human error from your own IT operations staff outranks every single external threat. This is followed closely by security staff human error and software failures from rush deployments. Interestingly enough, phishing ranks 10th in frequency. But, and there's a big catch here, the data notes that while phishing is 10th in frequency, it tends to be the absolute most expensive cause when an attack actually lands.
Okay, so you get your systems back online and stop the immediate bleeding. But the story doesn't end there. The indirect damage from an outage is compounding faster than ever, and these hidden, lingering costs are often what hurt a business the most.
Consider how these long-term consequences build up over time. After an outage, companies face lost customers, delayed product launches, and immense brand damage. In fact, 20% of marketing professionals report it takes a full quarter just to recover brand health. For public companies, there's a 3.4% average stock price drop after a single incident. On top of all that, regulatory fines have nearly tripled since 2024 as disclosure rules have tightened up.
We also have to talk about the newest variable in business continuity: artificial intelligence. It's easily the most interesting, double-edged finding in the 2026 research.
The Splunk report found that 100%, yes, literally every single surveyed technology leader, has now experienced at least one AI-related downtime incident.
Half of those outages were caused by incorrect AI-driven automation or model drift. Furthermore, 66% of organizations have what we call shadow AI usage, meaning employees are using unapproved AI tools on company data without any guardrails. While AI speeds up threat response, shadow usage and faulty automation mean this new tool is simultaneously creating entirely new failure modes for your daily operations.
So, what does this all mean for you? How do these massive enterprise figures actually translate to a 40 to 100 employee company right here in Texas? You might not have a public stock price to drop, but the equivalent damage within a tight regional business community is severe.
Stripping away that enterprise scale, local businesses face an annual downtime cost of $200,000 to $500,000. You're bleeding $50 to $300 per minute during an outage. And instead of a stock drop, a major incident here often leads to the quiet loss of 1 to 3 clients. In Houston's business-to-business environment, clients usually just wait until contract renewal and simply don't call back. One bad story at a networking event takes a very long time to outrun.
The good news here is that smaller environments are actually easier to protect. You don't need a massive enterprise IT budget, provided you apply strict operational discipline.
The companies that survive outages best do the boring work in advance. This includes continuous 24/7 proactive monitoring. It means testing your backup restores, not just verifying that the backup completed. It requires a written incident response plan, end-to-end visibility across your network, rigorous patch management discipline, and clear AI usage policies to stop that shadow AI exposure we talked about earlier.
Now, you don't have to build this level of enterprise discipline by yourself, because having a part-time IT person or relying on a reactive break-fix shop is simply not the same thing as continuous, proactive management. This is where CinchOps comes in. Based right in Katy, Texas, CinchOps is a managed IT services provider bringing proactive, locally managed IT support directly to Houston area businesses with 20 to 250 employees. Whether you're in construction, law, oil and gas, CPA services, wealth management, or manufacturing, CinchOps replaces reactive panic with continuous management. You can visit CinchOps.com to schedule a free security and IT assessment to find out exactly where your vulnerabilities lie. Before your next unplanned outage strikes, ask yourself a serious question. Do you know exactly what 1 hour of downtime will cost your business today? Assess your risk, do the math, and make sure your operations are completely protected.